Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be discussing abandoned, unfinished, or unreleased recording sessions that weren't released during their initial eras. The original doll, Britney Spears. It was back in December of 2004 when Britney Spears debuted the demo version of a new song titled Mona Lisa, live on the air during a spontaneous visit to Kiss FM in Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a little story to tell.
This is the only song to be officially released from Spears' clandestine recording sessions that occurred during this time. Her work with collaborators like Avant was said to be for an album titled The Original Doll, but any other demo material was set aside indefinitely not long after Spears' appearance on the air. It would be the Blackout album that served as the official follow-up to 2003's In the Zone, while Britney fans are still hoping that more original doll material might one day see the light.
One of us panic in the industry, I mean please, do you want a piece of me?
Someone's Ugly Daughter, Chick, aka Mariah Carey. The story behind this punky alt-grunge release is truly stranger than fiction.
Chick?
Someone's Ugly Daughter is the title.
This was never released.
Never released. But I do like the cover, and I drew this cover.
Mariah Carey actually wrote and recorded an album titled Someone's Ugly Daughter back in 1995, in an attempt to break out from her established role as a pop diva. The original masters that featured her lead vocals remain unreleased, although a version featuring Carey's pseudonym backing tracks alongside friend Clarissa Dane was quietly issued on CD and cassette back in the day.
If I were Malibu Barbie and you were Suntan Ken.
The Someone's Ugly Daughter album can go for decent money on the secondhand market, although it remains to be seen whether or not Carey's initial foray into this rock and roll world will ever be unearthed to her fans. Electric Nebraska, Bruce Springsteen, and the E Street Band. There were a number of presents released for Bruce Springsteen fans during October of 2025.
Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. But maybe everything that dies someday comes back.
An album compiling the Electric Nebraska sessions was finally released to coincide with the big screen biopic that documented this period of the boss's life, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. It was the original Nebraska from 1982 that served as one of Springsteen's most uniquely personal efforts up until that point, a stark and striking acoustic album that brought the boss closer than ever to his fans. The expanded reissue treatment of Electric Nebraska now reveals full band sessions from this era, exploring Springsteen's creative vision in a manner similar to that of the similarly niche Streets of Philadelphia sessions from the early 90s.
Everybody's got a blind spot, brings up and down.
Household objects. Pink Floyd. There is a wealth of unreleased Pink Floyd music out there, to the point where there have been entire bootleg archives devoted to documenting the band's fertile creative history. The aborted Household Objects sessions might be the most intentionally difficult and obtuse, however, a post-Dark Side of the Moon experiment in musique concrète and found sounds. The group struggled to make Household Objects feel cohesive alongside engineer Alan Parsons, however, with only 2 tracks, Wine Glasses and The Hard Way, eventually seeing the light of day via reissues. So was Household Objects going to be a modern experimental classic, or simply a bad idea of psychedelic overindulgence? The world may never know. The Vault, Prince. The death of Prince in 2016 not only left a huge void in the music world, it also left behind a literal vault of unreleased recordings, sessions, and performances.
And we are coming on the air right now with the breaking news that the pioneering musician Prince has died at the age of 57.
One of the most well-known lost albums for Prince remains the Black Album, a studio effort that was recalled right after some promotional copies left the record company. There were certain connections between the Black Album and other aborted sessions from around this same time.
He basically said, I've done an album, it's a dance record, and nobody will know, we'll sneak it out.
Efforts such as the Camille LP that Prince recorded in 1986 under a pseudonym, as well as unreleased double and triple albums with The Revolution titled Dream Factory and Crystal Ball respectively. Connections that reveal not only Prince's fertile creative mind, but his restlessness as an artist. Cigarettes and Valentines, Green Day. It's unclear at this point whether or not the original masters to Green Day's unreleased Cigarettes and Valentines LP from 2002 were actually stolen, per the band's claim, or if Green Day simply decided to move in a different direction. What is known is that American Idiot served as Green Day's proper follow-up to Warning from 2000, a rock opera that proved to be the band's most commercially successful release to date.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media.
Some sources have claimed that it was additional tracks recorded during the Cigarettes and Valentines sessions that led to the spark of inspiration for American Idiot, with only B-sides like Too Much Too Soon and the aborted title track serving as musical sneak peeks into this lost era. Songs from the Black Hole, Weezer. The release of Weezer's second album, Pinkerton, in 1996 essentially proved that songwriter Rivers Cuomo was destined to get darker and more personal. It just took on a different name. That's because there was actually another aborted recording session that possessed similar themes to Pinkerton, for an album that was tentatively titled Songs from the Black Hole.
Sometimes I wanna go back to school, an East Coast college with some history.
Some of the material from these sessions would be used, while other ideas were dropped, but the mission statement seemed to remain the same: deviate from the poppy formula of Weezer's debut. Meanwhile, archival ideas from the Songs from the Black Hole sessions would be dropped on various Rivers Cuomo compilation efforts, shining brighter light into these intriguing recordings.
Somebody's giving me a whole lot of money to do what I think I want to.
Black Gold, Jimi Hendrix. It can certainly be exciting when one of our favorite artists re-releases some obscure relics from their past, but what about when one such artist is taken from the world much too soon? The Black Gold recordings are unreleased material taken from the home tapes of Jimi Hendrix, acoustic idea sketches for a future album. Some of those ideas eventually turned into songs like Machine Gun or Suddenly November Morning, while others remain tantalizingly out of reach for fans.
Lately things seem a little colder, the wind seems to get a little bolder.
Hendrix's stepsister, Janie, is said to be in possession of Jimi's master, while a copy reportedly given to drummer Mitch Mitchell remains unsourced at the time of this writing. Carnival of Light, The Beatles. It seems inconceivable that a band as big as the Beatles could have anything unreleased at this point, yet fans are still clamoring to hear this obscure avant-garde recording from the Fab Four.
And Carnival of Light, of course, was written for happening at the Roundhouse, wasn't it? So you're not thinking of slipping that in the set?
That wouldn't be possible to. It's kind of like a real avant-garde little thing.
Yeah.
Carnival of Light was actually produced in conjunction with London's Roundhouse Venue, a 14-minute experimental piece composed for an event called the Million Volt Light and Sound Rave. Paul McCartney has confirmed that he still retains a copy of Carnival of Light, although it remains officially unissued on any of the Beatles' box sets or compilations as of November 2025.
And it's quite strange, but it needed to be. It was a happening.
It was a happening.
I actually wanted to try and get it on the Beatles anthology, but George didn't like it.
Those that have heard it claim that Carnival of Light is a piece for keyboard, percussion, guitar, and voice with a psychedelic bent and progressive spirit. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Adult Child, Beach Boys. The death of Beach Boys founder Brian Wilson in 2025 not only reminded generations of fans about the man's wonderful music, but also those lost sessions that spoke to Wilson's uniquely creative mind.
Young and beautiful, like a tree that's just been planted, I found life today.
The Smile Sessions received a glorious box set release back in 2011, but it remains to be seen how much from the equally experimental adult-child period will be reissued to this end. This aborted follow-up to 1977's The Beach Boys' Love You has been heavily bootlegged and hungrily dissected by diehard Beach Boys fans.
Though you're gone, your love lives on when moonlight beams.
It's quirky, strange, and often silly stuff, to be sure. An album that was kiboshed by other members of the band, although certain elements eventually made their way into 1978's MIU album. What are your thoughts on some of these lost rock relics? Let us know in the comments.